Can we read it now? Say it again. Say it again. Now, do you see the way you rebuke some people and people come and say, no, Jesus rebuked false prophets more than any preacher. Beware of false prophets. Now, read the second line. Who come to you? Stop. Don't run. You've been reading it and you don't understand. Who come to you? Stop there. False prophets don't go to clubs. They don't stay in shrines. They come to you. These false prophets, they come to you. They are not afraid of being in the congregation. They come to you. And then he says, beware. You know what that means? Guard yourself. Beware. Have a conscience that's alive to pick who is a false prophet. Who come to you in sheep's clothing? What does that mean, sheep's clothing? Do you remember what we read? That they are good what? They give good what? So what does that mean in this second line? What is good gift? It gives them a sheep clothing. You know why? Because you say, no, he can't be demonic. Oh, no, look at the way he paid my rent. You know, we have an ignorant generation. I went to preach in a nation. So the woman decided that she wants to serve me food. No, like food. For the first day, I was down there, I took food. The second day I noticed her, in fact, her attire was like this in color. Her attire changed. It was gray. She was very okay. The next day, she brought menu. I won't say which nation. Food. Then, by the third day morning, I noticed that she even chooses the food I should eat. And then I noticed the first day, the dress was longer. The second day, it kept on going towards the heel. But you see, you can't know that if your spirit is not what? Conscious. You're not aware. By the time it was the third day, I called, I said, excuse me, what is it? Why? How did you know what I want? He said, I just felt that we need to give you our cuisine. I put a caution. Now, this is what shocked me. The next day, I decided to go down before they came up. So I went down myself. Guess what I did? I found like two, and I'm saying it publicly. You know me, I don't say, now if you want me to say the nation, I will say it. Just that I don't want to embarrass you. The next day when I came, I found them, they were 3 girls, and they were discussing whether the trap worked. Three. Whether it worked. And you know me. Me, unless I'm deported, I will say, oh. I asked them, which trap? Come here. Which trap? May God trap you. And that doesn't mean I was there. I asked, what trap? They says, no, normally when people come here, we service them. You see, she was doing something good. And that good was making me think that she's a sheep. You see, the more you do good, you begin to receive the skin. So if everything you see is the skin face, if you analyze issues from the skin, the surface level, that's what you call the skin. That you don't have the ability to go deeper and discover that thing. Believe me, you will be part of the wide gate. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing. The emphasis of that prophet is that you must see him where? Can you read the second statement? But inwardly. Repeat it again. Repeat it again. That is the only hope to survive. You must be able to trace the inner man of that man. Adam told us, bone of my inner man. Don't be fooled by this sound. Don't be fooled by this red carpet. Don't be fooled by these gold things. These are outward things. A man is his heart. That is where the DNA of that being is. And that is the place where corruption. You can't lie. If you are corrupt in your heart, you are corrupt. But you see, we need another eye to see. All I'm saying is 2025, I want to say something the Lord told me. And you know me, I'm not a prophet. I just clean toilets. I'm a little man. The Lord told me to tell you one statement. He saw a gathering, and I won't say much. And so he took me somewhere and I started looking like a bird's eye view. There was a gathering of leaders. Let me call them leaders, whether they are men of God or neither, And it was an area view. And that person, whether it was the Lord, I don't know, I don't want to lie, but someone so superior, maybe an angel, I don't know. He was pointing to me and he was telling me, you see this man, avoid him. Then he came to the next one. Oh, let me stop pointing here because someone will say, guy, he said, you see this man, avoid him. 7 of them, you see this man, avoid him. You see this man, avoid him. You see this man, avoid him. You see this one, 7 of them. Now, when you look at those men physically, you that is being told to avoid them, you yourself, you cannot believe it. You can't believe it. You yourself, you come out of that vision, you will begin to, you will rebuke yourself. I asked the Lord, why would you tell me to rebuke? He took me to the book of Ezekiel. And he showed me, you remember the temple I showed them? By the way, I'm not teaching. I'm just ministering to you. Little. The visions he was talking about. He says, do you remember? I started reading. You know the way I showed them the things that were happening? He says, you see this man? Come, I show you something. He took me inside a room. And he told me, I want you to observe what he does. I saw the man in the spirit. I don't know how to explain it. Meanwhile, it's just that we love peace. I would have said, but it doesn't mean anything. We don't destroy, we build. I saw the man entering. And he removed his coat. And he went and sat somewhere. Where he sat, it was like 6 eyes, stars, that they are stars. Like 6 eyes. Then I saw someone reaching him and giving him people. He gave him crowd, people. It's like people are in the hands of this person. I can't explain it. So many of them. So many. And he was given those people. So the person they are telling me to ignore, by reason of crowd, there is no way you cannot trace growth. If perspective of growth is what? Crowd. There is no way you can say that man is not prosperous. If your perspective is keen, if you look at everything from face value, you won't see. The second person he took me was an elder in the nation. He says, you see this one? Avoid him. Now, what shocked me when I left the dream, one called. I said, Nani. I was so afraid because just to confirm, he says one call. He said, avoid him. What shocked me is that they're already calling me for a conference in 2025. You know, I left that call. I just said, as the Lord. Because you see, they are elders, so you can't just. I said, then increases. The pressure was really increasing. I said, sir, I didn't want to lie that I have a conference. I just said, as the Lord leads me. If he has told you to call me, then he coiled his mouth. He said, no, he didn't tell me. I just saw. I said, oh, thank God. Beware of false prophets. They have the ability to do good things, give good gifts. So good is not a proof of God. Always remember that. Inward, they are ravenous wolves. So when Satan gives you anything, the idea is to crush you with it. Do you understand? You know, I've noticed a cycle of young kids dying by trading. Nowadays, young kids, 19, 20, 25, they're just doing, then almost every time you hear they are murdered. That is the wolf we are talking about. The guy just received something good, but he did not discover the owner. All I'm saying today, beware of false prophets. Let it come to your attention that they come to you. They are not going to the world. They are coming to you. So, how do you identify them? Because now how will you so we are now giving you the summary of this report of false prophets. Why is it needful for you to know who is a false prophet? You will know. Can you read it? So, does God want you to know a false prophet? Who wants you to know a false prophet? Is it me? Is it a preacher? Whose business is it to reveal a false prophet? The question is why. But he told you how you know them. You will know. You will know. You will know. Not you might know. The one that is aware, not the one that comes to church. The one that is aware, that your spirit is alert. You will know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes from bush thorns or fig trees from? What does it mean? Can you get a banana out of an orange tree? So it says at the end, their skin will sell them out. Those ones that are aware, they will go beyond the skin face and they get to the heart of that person. Because a man can only bring forth who he is. And God wants you to be aware, and the only way for you to be aware is the fruit stage. The fruit. Focus on the fruit. We have a pine, what do you call it? A pawpaw tree here. I remember one of us planted it as a fruit. It grew. But in the process of growing, it was just a tree. So when it's growing, you can argue, no, it's not pawpaw, it's watermelon. Now watermelon, CW. Surely. Watermelon is down. It's not pawpaw, it's passion. Really, CW? Okay, it's whatever the fruit you want. We can argue about it. He's not a true man of God. He's not a true man of God. We can argue. The only way to end the argument, let us wait for what you give birth to. So I want to tell you today, focus on the fruits. Don't focus on the glamour. Don't focus on the light. Don't focus on the cameras. Don't focus on what he's saying. Just focus on the fruit. Follow a man based on his fruits. You will know them by their fruit. It is needful to know where we are going. 2025. There are 3 major that will rise. I won't say anything beyond there. You will know them by their fruit. Be careful. You will know a man on the days of his fruit. If you carry death, you will give birth to death. If you carry life, you will give birth to life. I am appealing again, 2025. Be careful of this thing. And it is worldwide. Don't see a man by what he has gotten. See a man by who he has birthed. He says you will know them. It means you cannot escape anything that has gotten to its full stage. You cannot escape it. You will know them by their fruit. Maybe next Sunday I will emphasize on that matter. Put the scripture. They come to you. Be careful of those prophets. Verse 16. Is it verse 16? I emphasize on this statement because our generation likes good. Even so, a good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. So the word there is to bear. You will only give birth what you are. Just be careful. Make a prayer. Lord, thank you. He says, and you will know. You will know them. You will know. Can you make a prayer? Lord, can you make me aware what I should not be part of? It doesn't matter how good it looks. It doesn't matter how interesting it sounds. Because in 2025, I saw a lot of young people being carried away by good gifts. A lot of falsehood will try to penetrate. Notice the word is try. Because the gates of hell shall not, but the attempt is there. And all those that are not grounded in God's good will receive another weird good. Lord, make me part of that which is of you. Cut off anything that is not of you. Oh Lord, set this heart on fire for you. You need to go beyond face value. A good tree does not bear bad fruit. What are you bearing? And you might be old, but that doesn't mean you are true. You might have done ministry for 50 years. It doesn't mean you are a true prophet. Set this heart on fire for you. For you. I want to know your ways. I want to know your ways. I want to know your ways. I want to know your thoughts. Beware. I want to know your thoughts. I want to be aware of you. Oh Lord, set this heart on fire for you. I'm speaking simply, but I wish you saw the matter from where I saw it. I wish you saw those 7 men. You would cry tears. Oh Lord, there is an agenda against the church, and it's going to be actualized in 25. You see it somewhere before June. You see it. Save me, Lord, by making me aware. Save me, Lord, from this hour by making me aware of what is false. Beyond the good gifts, what is false, Lord, show me. I don't want to be blind. I don't want to follow nothing. I don't want to spend my life following nothing.